Trouble with time. The surface of the lake was ruffled by a light breeze. Sarah trailed her hand in the cool water and gazed up at the cloudless blue sky as Jamie rowed steadily for the island in the middle of the lake. Sarah leant back against the cushions.
This is a life. No more adventures. Just one long summer holiday.
There's a notice over there. Look.
What's that? No landing on this island.
Oh, don't take any notice of that. They always want to stop you doing what you really want to do. Watch this.
What are you doing, Jamie?
Going to land on the island. Watch out!
What was that? What happened? Jamie, where are you? I can't see a thing.
I'm over here. Where's the boat?
Where's the lake and the island?
Gone. What was that you were saying about no more adventures? You and your big mouth.
It's not my fault. Who crashed the boat into the island?
What's the point in arguing? It's cold and dark. We seem to be on a mountain. It's starting to rain, and I'm hungry.
That looks like a cave over there. Perhaps we could shelter in it.
Now that's a good idea. Let's take a look.
It's got to be better than standing out here in this pouring rain.
Somewhere.
I hope so.
People.
A boy and a girl.
You're the one who messed up the experiment. I didn't mess it up.
What is this place? It's full of high-tech stuff.
And scientific instruments. Some kind of lab, maybe.
Shut up. If you hadn't insisted on putting that last sign in the circle, we might have got somewhere. Oh, everything's always my fault, isn't it? I seem to remember it was you who wanted to rewrite the chart.
Listen to them. They sound like us on a bad day.
What do you think they're doing? Looks a bit like a complicated game of hopscotch.
Can you hear something? No. There. There's someone in the passage. Quick, get rid of the signs.
Why don't we go and say hello?
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Don't see why not. They don't look very threatening, do they?
No, I suppose not.
Hi there.
Ah, keep away!
What are you doing with that stick?
I hope she's not going to hit us with it.
Oh, lords of time and space! I conjure you to keep these demons away from us.
We're not demons. We're Jamie and Sarah.
If you're not demons, where did you come from?
We came from outside, on the mountain.
It was cold and wet out there.
We were just looking for somewhere to shelter.
No one would be out on the mountain now. It's the night of power.
Well, actually, we were boating on a lake.
And it was a beautiful sunny day.
But the boat hit the island.
And we somehow ended up on this mountain. They could be telling the truth.
I don't know.
Would you mind telling us what date that was?
The 23rd of June, 19...
Artemis! They're from the 20th century! We did it! We did it! You could be real. Aurelia, pass me the stick.
What do you mean? Of course we're real.
Ow!
That hurts.
If you can feel that, you must be real.
Why wouldn't we be?
It's just that we didn't really think we could do it.
Do what? I wish you'd stop talking in riddles.
We're now in the 23rd century. We've brought you here from 300 years ago. We didn't think we could do it. It's a bit of a shock.
It's a bit of a shock for us too.
How about trying to get us back again?
Oh, we wouldn't want to do that. Or not just yet, anyway.
We want you to tell us what it's like in your time. I'm Aurelia, by the way, and this is my brother, Artemis.
Why don't you tell us first what it's like in your time and what's been happening since the 20th century?
If you insist. Aurelia, you can start. You're much better at history than I am.
Well, you know about the Red Death?
No.
Never heard of it.
I suppose you wouldn't have. It was in the middle of the last century. A rogue virus wiped out a lot of the Earth's population. There aren't so many of us left now.
And those of us that are still around have some very special powers.
At least some of us do anyway.
Like what?
Well, like psychic and telekinetic powers for a start.
Telekinetic? What's that?
Anyone knows that. It means moving things about by psychic power.
That's right, but our witches are experimenting with moving things or people through time.
And tonight is the night of power.
Yes, you said.
And our witches have got a big experiment lined up.
But we thought we'd have a go first and see if we could do it ourselves.
You keep saying you're witches. What exactly do you mean?
We're apprenticed to them. Have been ever since our parents died when we were little. We're very lucky. They're extremely powerful. They're called Maeve, Lissa, and Morgana.
Look, we haven't got time for this right now. We should really get on before they come back. As you're here, you might as well help.
What are you trying to do?
We're trying to bring something from the distant future. We've got a cage all ready for whatever we get.
As you know, we've tried once already, but it seemed to go a bit wrong. All we got was you.
Sorry.
But if you join in with us now, your added mind power might make all the difference.
Okay, what have we got to lose?
Plenty. We might find ourselves catapulted out beyond time. It's bad enough being here.
Please?
Please?
Oh, all right.
We all need to join hands. Close your eyes.
Power of light, reach out for us and fetch a fragment of the future.
All together now.
Power of light, reach out for us and fetch a fragment of the future. Power of light, reach out for us and fetch a fragment of the
What was that?
Aurelia, look, inside the cage. Aurelia?
Where's she gone?
The witches! You better hide. Oh no, too late.
Artemis, what's going on here? Who are these people, and what is that in the cage?
And where is Aurelia?
We were just wondering that ourselves. I'm Sarah, by the way, and this is my brother, Jamie.
Artemis and Aurelia were just conducting a little experiment and brought us here
From 300 years ago.
from the 20th century.
They're very friendly.
So, you're from 300 years ago, are you?
That's right.
Well, that's quite enterprising of them, don't you think, Morgana?
Please, Morgana, we didn't mean any harm.
Nothing you could do could mean anything. You're just a pair of ignorant, meddling children. And I suppose that creature over there is the result of yet another of your little experiments.
There's no need to be so horrible to him. I think they were very clever to bring us through time like that. And that thing in the cage looks like an aardvark to me.
Who asked you to speak? Don't they teach you to keep quiet in front of your betters where you come from? Hold your tongue.
Morgana, don't be too hard on them. They're only children.
And children will be children.
After all, there's no great harm done.
No harm done. Don't be more stupid when you have to be. You don't know how much psychic energy they've wasted pulling a couple of rubbishy children and an aardvark through time.
We have to find Aurelia. That's the most important thing.
Oh, very well. But they really ought to be disciplined. You're too soft on them.
Artemis, take your friends in the mobile and go home. With any luck, Aurelia may have been transported there in your last experiment.
Yes, Maeve, I'll do that straight away. Come on, you two.
Coming. What's a mobile?
You'll see. It's out on the mountain. Follow me.
They must be
No, listen, not Morgana, you always go so extreme about it. Children are children, aren't they?
I have got to find Aurelia.
For goodness sake, Morgana.
Here we are. It's just out here.
What is it exactly?
It's a hovermobile. Wonderful for getting up and down mountains. Jump in.
Thanks. Ready for takeoff? You bet. Hold on tight. This is really quick. It's brilliant. There we are. Home. What, already? Yes. Come on. Let's see if Aurelia's home. Is this your house? Oh, we don't build houses anymore. Too expensive to heat. No, this is a dwelling. It's mostly underground, and all the energy comes from solar panels.
That's clever.
Aurelia, are you there? Aurelia?
Doesn't sound like she is.
I wonder where she could have got to.
Any chance of something to eat?
Sure, help yourself. Freezer's full of stuff. Just put something in the microblast and count 5. You can put something in for me while you're at it.
Okay. What's this?
That? Oh, that's quail.
Oh, what's that?
It's a kind of synthetic food. It just keeps on growing. We don't have any central services anymore. They gave that up in the 21st century. So everything has to be recycled or self-regenerating.
What, everything? What about water and waste?
That too. Come on, we better eat up and get back. The witches aren't going to be pleased when they find out we've lost Aurelia.
This quail's alright.
Ah, there you are. You took your time. Did you find Aurelia?
She wasn't there.
Drat the girl. Where's she got to? Oh, well, we'll just have to use you two instead.
What? Us?
Yes. Come and stand here. Come on. Quickly. Stand inside these signs. Ready?
Ready as delivered.
Goodness me! Whatever was that?
Stop! Before you go on, we must confer. The timelines have already been tangled. If you're not completely sure about what you're doing, you'll just make things a lot worse.
Who is it? Who is speaking?
It is I, the aardvark you pulled from the 27th century.
Morgana, did you hear that? He said the 27th century.
Yes, of course, I heard him. Hardly the shy retiring type, is he?
But Morgana, that's much further forward in time than we would ever have dared to hope.
And much further than anyone should have tried. Call yourselves witches. Don't you know any better than to meddle with time?
Well, actually, it wasn't us who brought you here. It was our apprentices.
Then you should have kept them under better control. They have created havoc. Whenever you make a time displacement, the universe splits in two, and a new alternative universe is created.
We knew that.
And whenever you move something through time, you must put something else in its place. So your apprentice Aurelia has been exchanged for me.
No! You mean Aurelia has been shot into the 27th century? Can we get her back?
You can't. Not with your primitive psychic powers. You don't know which alternative universe she is located in.
Please help us get her back.
I will orchestrate the experiment for you. I can read her mental signature. That will find the right universe to switch with.
Thank you.
Can I ask you something?
Go on.
Why are you prepared to help us? We don't seem to have done you much good so far.
Because I am benign and peace-loving. You don't believe me?
Of course we do, dear.
Anyway, I'd like to get back to my own time. I cannot survive in your universe.
Oh, so how are we going to get Aurelia back?
Hold hands and join with my mind.
It worked! We're back on the island!
I suppose we'll never know if Aurelia got back all right.
Or the aardvark.
It's good to be back in our own century.
The sun's still shining. Fancy doing some more rowing? The boat's still there.
Okay. On second thoughts, how about you doing the rowing this time?
No way, Jose.
The music in Trouble with Time is taken from A Night on the Bare Mountain by Mussorgsky and from the Spanish Capriccio by Rimsky-Korsakov. A night on the bare mountain. It is the dead of night. To the accompaniment of a twisting melody high up in the violins and strange shrieks in the woodwind, the witches begin to congregate. Low brass, woodwind and string instruments pound out a dark, gloomy melody. Greeting each other and chatting and joking among themselves, the witches prepare for their horrible celebration. The oboe and bassoon play a light-hearted rustic dance tune as the spirits of the underworld approach. A crashing stroke on the gong announces the arrival of the King of Darkness. At the height of the tumult, the merrymaking suddenly stops. In the silence, we hear a church bell. It is daybreak. In the opening Alborada, or morning serenade, at the start of the Spanish Capriccio, the strings play music deliberately written to sound like Spanish flamenco music. In the second movement, the strings play a broad and powerful interpretation of the opening horn melody. When the fiery Alborada music is repeated, we hear some impressive violin playing. The fourth movement begins with a loud roll on the snare drum, followed by an energetic brass fanfare. The violins play a sweeping dance melody. The finale is a fandango. Here at last we hear the sound of the castanets. Towards the end, the music increases in speed until the final whirling and tumultuous bar. These are just some of the highlights of Mussorgsky's A Night on the Bare Mountain and Rimsky-Korsakov's Spanish Capriccio. You're bound to discover more every time you listen.